Boys felt zoot suits brought them respect and also helped to attract the attention of Mexican-American girls. But in Los Angeles, the zoot suiters had competition.
The servicemen in Los Angeles on their way to war would frequently go to clubs, nightclubs, jazz clubs, where they would pick up Mexican-American women. And there's a very natural rivalry between the servicemen trying to pick up Mexican-American women and Mexican-American male adolescents who didn't particularly care for the fact.
Many in the military resented zoot suiters because their dress placed them in direct defiance of the War Board's Rationing Act, a law that forbade the use of excess garment material.
Ethnic tension also existed because these Mexican-American kids with their zoot suits were obviously not going off to war, and the mostly white servicemen were. So there was a good deal of tension between the two groups that then exploded in the zoot suit riots.
It happened on the evening of June 3rd, 1943, when a group of 11 sailors clashed with a gang of 20 zoot suiters on a downtown LA street. The zoot suiters got the best of the sailors. But after the fight, word of the melee spread quickly to the nearby Naval Armory.
According to the sailors, when they went back to the armory, they said these pachucos and zoot suiters jumped them. So the sailors went on their own to go around looking for zoot suiters and beating them up.
For the remainder of the evening, fights between the sailors and zoot suiters broke out around the city. Press accounts the next day favored the sailors. So did the police department.
They would go around and arrest the Mexicans and put them in jail for disturbing the peace. They were the ones that were blamed for the problem. In other words, in the newspaper headlines were saying, let the servicemen clean up the city of all these gangsters and all these pachucos. A lot of racism tied in with that.
For the next 3 nights, the sailors sought revenge. Cruising the streets, searching for anyone who wore a zoot suit. Sal Sandoval, 16 at the time, was there.
We took our zoot suit outfits off to minimize the problem. We'd wore khakis. So I was coming home from work in my khakis, and I saw this young man with his wife, and she was nice. She had a nice shape in it. And there was 2 sailors coming across, you know. So these sailors, not knowing that it was this guy's wife, they started, you know. All of a sudden, I heard the lady scream. And the husband turned around, and he said, "What's wrong?" "This guy's trying to pull my pants down. Pull my pants down." In 5 minutes, police were all over there, man. And who did they take? The husband and the woman. The sailors go back on board ship. I was there. I was there, you know.
Without fear of arrest, emboldened military personnel continued their rampage through Los Angeles for 2 more days.
Things got bigger by the 4th and 5th. We had thousands of servicemen going up and down the streets of downtown Los Angeles, beating up anybody that was Mexican. And the military authorities, Shore Patrol and others, they couldn't control it.
They started coming down to the main section of town, Main Street. And they started going into the theaters. But they encountered our dads, not us. But they figured that since we were all Mexican, we would be in there. So they started beating up on our dads. So that made a grave, grave situation.
As the fighting spread, rival zoot suit gangs joined together to defend their communities. By day 6, over 100 zoot suiters had been arrested. But thousands of others remained on the street as the brawling escalated.
We started retaliating, you know. They never figured on knives, you know. And that's what we started doing, knifing them, and showing them, you know, we're not scared of you.
The rioting made national news, prompting smaller incidents in California, Texas, and Arizona, all cities with similar type zoot suit gangs. By June 9th, the violence in Los Angeles got the attention of the federal government. President Franklin Roosevelt ordered the Navy to control its sailors. 4 days later, what is known as the Zoot Suit riots finally ceased.
It's a misnomer to call the Zoot Suit riots a Zoot Suit riot because it was really a military riot where the servicemen would go in and strip adolescents of their Zoot Suits and they would beat the kids up.
All told, 95 Mexican residents had been arrested. Only 20 sailors were put in jail. Of the 112 injured, 94 were Zoot Suiters. No one was killed. Within a decade, Zoot Suiters were nothing more than a curiosity. The riots illuminated the racial divide in Los Angeles during the 1940s. For Pachucos and their families, they left bitter memories of a country that had promised so much.
It kind of stunned us because our dads and our moms were not used to this kind of thing. They came here in the belief that this was the best country in the world, that everybody was treated equal. But I do have regrets. I wish I could do it all over again. I wish this country could give me that chance to do it all over again. But this country has to change. It has to change to give me that opportunity.
America, later for America. What has America done for me? Nothing, but made me a zombie. I don't know who I am. I try to act like somebody else. No name, no language, no culture. Got our women acting like some Aunt Jemimas, Buells, Sapphires. Got our men acting like such and such. Manti Molin, Willie Betts, and some Rochesters. What has America done for me? Nothing, but made me a zombie. Took away my uncle life, gave me some groceries, some dead white man hanging from it, teaching us about Mary had a little lamb. Mary was right, the lamb was right, and what about old Snow White? Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to give her poor dog a bone. I lied. She gave the dog a steak and gave the bones to Negroes. Neck bones, pig feet, ham hocks, chitterlings, guts. Made us gut eaters, whiskey consumers, soap users, Uncle Tom niggas. That's what America done for me. Made me a robot, a Frankenstein.
Because Emiliano Zapata was part black. Because Lupita Nyong'o was born in Mexico. Because Indian and black runaway slaves formed quilombos that fought off slave hunters for decades. Because they fill their prisons with black and brown bodies just like they did their ships. The criminal justice system is the numero passage. Police brutality, the new genocide. Because Vicente Guerrero, the first black president in North America, threatened war against the United States if they tried capturing any runaway slave in Mexico. Because La Bamba was an African song sung by slaves in the fields of Veracruz. Hermano, I like hip hop too. And I understand that your favorite rapper drops this word every other line, so tell me this. How many times have you smiled every time someone's called you a beaner? Hermana, does it make you want to wave your hands up in the air like you just don't care when someone calls you a wetback? Come on. We are so fly, they call us illegal aliens. We are so sexy, they call us dirty Mexicans. You should not play music for your ignorance when you say this word. Does it feel as if you have a cotton gin fan tied around your tongue? Does your mouth feel as bloody as Fubel Station? Does it feel like you're a strange fruit, a broken branch dangling, swaying, surrounded by Klansmen and children cheering because there is one less of you, hermano y hermana? They used to hang us too.